Okay, so exercise 1, bearing those points in mind that we've talked about the movement, about efficiency of movement, and about the plectrum angle. The first exercise is basically looking at tremolo picking on a single string. You can't pick faster than you can pick a single string with no left hand. That's basically it. The fastest you can pick on one string is your limit at this point. So you want to develop a good tremolo picking action on a single string and making sure that the efficiency of movement is there before you can then attempt to cross strings. So bear it in mind, guys, the fastest you will be able to pick is what you can do on a single string. So let's start with a single string exercise. Okay, so exercise 1 is a tremolo picking on a single string. And what you're going to do is you're going to alternate pick, bearing in mind the comments that I've talked about, on a single string for 30 seconds so you can really isolate the right hand. And it might be a good idea, if you've got a mirror lying around or some way of watching your picking hand as you're doing this, that would be great as well, because you want to make sure that you've got good efficiency going on. When we've done 30 seconds on a single string, you're going to cross strings because each one is a slightly different thickness and it feels slightly different when you're alternate picking. So it's a good idea to work all the way through the 6 strings before you move on to exercise 2. So exercise 1 I'm going to demonstrate at slow speed, and then I'll demonstrate it at a slightly faster speed. Okay, exercise 2 is basically a variation on this exercise, something that's going to move around a little bit more. The focus was that developing the right hand and making sure we're watching it to see what's going on. This one we're going to be crossing strings every 8 repeats. So we're going to be doing 4 groups of 4. We're going to do 8 of them, and then we're going to move across a string in time with a metronome across all the strings. Now I'm going to demonstrate it at 80 beats per minute. I would like you to be able to play it at least that tempo, and then we're going to move up and I'm going to play it at a faster tempo for you, just so you can hear how it sounds at a faster tempo, okay? Okay, so exercises 1 and 2, we're literally looking at the right hand, making sure that our alternate picking is up to scratch on a tremolo picking exercise. Exercise 3, we're going to introduce the left hand, but reasonably slowly. You're only going to be playing 1 note with the left hand for every 4 notes on the actual alternate picking side of things. So we're going to be using a E harmonic minor scale for this, very classical sort of sounding scale, and we're going to be descending down from the 15th fret all the way down to the 0 fret. So I'm going to demonstrate the exercise slowly. The tab will be available, and don't forget that the tab is available along with all the other exercises in the book that accompanies this course. So starting at the 15th fret, let's get started on exercise 3. First stage of this exercise is just to know the notes that we're going to be tapping onto here. 15th, 14th, 12, 11, 8, 7, 5, 3, 2, and 1. So just run through those notes. So you've got an idea of the notes that we're going to be playing. Now here comes the exercise. Now when you complete that, slowly, so re-watch that part of the video to make sure you're playing it. Apply it across the strings because each string, remember, feels slightly differently. And then repeat on the next string as you go along. Great. Okay, exercise 4 is a variation of the one that you just did where we introduced the left hand. The difference is that there is going to be 6 notes per beat. It's testing your rhythmic ability with the right hand to keep in time with the metronome when the note groupings change. So we're hopefully quite good at keeping 4s now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, like that. Now you're going to be doing groups of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It might be a good idea to accent the first part, which will be where your left hand places a fretting finger down, and accent that note, because that will help you keep in time with the beat. So accent the first part of each fretted note, and we're going to descend down the same scale, but this time in groups of 6. So have a listen. Metronome's going to be set at 70 beats per minute for a good level, so at least if you can play it at that, you're ready to move on to the exercise. But don't forget, in the book, the targets are there for you to aim towards, so I'd like you all to try and push for the next grade up between now and your next lesson. And then you would repeat from there the exercises across the string, starting from the high, and then you move down to the next string, all the way through. Now I'm going to demonstrate that at a faster tempo so you can hear how it sounds, and then you're ready for the final exercise of your right hand tremolo picking development, ready for some slightly different bits. Okay, the final exercise of your right hand tremolo picking development, your left hand is going to be moving a little bit more than it has been so far. So you're going to be dealing with a lot of position changes with the left hand, which is something that will start to creep in as we do alternate picking exercises. So this is a nice way of bringing in the left hand. You've already done, in my warm-up section of this, a finger independence exercise that is very similar to this. We're just going to be working on it on one string. Common problems that might occur in this: keep an eye on that right hand and make sure that it's not changing the angle of the pick or moving around too much, and that you're constantly vigilant of efficiency of motion. Each new position should start with a downstroke if you start on a downstroke, or should start on an upstroke if you start the exercise on an upstroke. So make sure that every time you change position, you are following the correct alternate picking pattern, because if it flips around, then you won't really notice it. Okay, the metronome is going to be set at 80 beats per minute, and it's 4 notes per beat for this exercise, so you want to be able to play this. Now I would recommend, this is the last exercise of this area, you need to be able to play this at least 120 beats per minute before you move on to the next part, where we're going to be dealing with crossing strings in the alternate picking section. So make sure you can play this exercise at 120, but I'm going to demonstrate it at 80 and then at a different, faster tempo so you can hear both.